the world of decimals and calculations, we are going to play with some money applications. So as we have seen many real world problems with decimals, quite a few of them revolve around money. So some examples of using money with decimals: if you're finding change at a store, perhaps just turning the total cost when you're out shopping. If you go out to eat and you want a tip, what if there's a discount on something, or if you're splitting a bill between friends? So a lot of different things can happen in the world of money with decimals. So let's go ahead and play with some of these applications. Garrett bought a t-shirt for $21.99 and a snack for $8.92. The sales tax was $2.70. How much did Garrett spend? Well, think through the problem. What are they asking? They're asking a total amount of what he spent. Well, he spent $21.99 on a t-shirt. The snack was $8.92, and then you got to pay sales tax in this world for $2.70. If we add all of those together, remember when you're adding decimals, we want to line up the decimal point, and it comes straight down when I add. So if I go through and add, 9 plus 2 plus 0 is 11, carry my 1. 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 7 is 26, carry my 2. 2 plus 1 plus 8 plus 2 is 13, carry my 1. And I end up with $33.61. So part of it with a application problem is knowing what you need to do, and the second part is actually doing it. So again, just to refresh on that, we wanted to add the three numbers together by aligning the decimal, and Garrett spent a total of $33.61. Let's do the next one. Roberto bought 5 coffees for himself and his coworkers. Each coffee was $4.95. How much did he pay for all of the coffees? Now you really could do this two different ways, right? We know he bought 5 coffees at $4.95 a piece, so you could add that number 5 times. Or you could say $4.95 times 5 coffees, and we could multiply. So let's work through that. 5 times 5 is 25, carry my 2. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 2 is 47, carry my 4. And 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 gives me 24. Now remember decimal point. In our top number, we have 2 decimal places. 1, 2. We have no decimal places in this bottom one. 2 plus 0 gives me 2. So my final answer has 2 places. So Roberto spent $24.75 on coffee. So again, just to refresh, if we multiply, the 2 places is how many decimals we need. So make sure you keep track of how many decimal digits you need when multiplying with decimals. And Roberto spent a total of $24.75. All right, next 2, try these and then come back and see how you did. So Tempe bought a package of hot cocoa that cost $7.99 and a new mug that cost $14.99. She had a coupon for $2.75 off, and the store doubled it. How much did she pay for the cocoa and the mug? All right, well, let's think through what it's asking us here. We know that she's buying $7.99 for the hot cocoa, $14.99 for the mug. So if I add those 2 things together, that's going to give me the total of what she paid. So 9 plus 9 is 18, carry my 1. 18 plus 1 is 19, carry my 1. 1 plus 7 plus 4, that gives me 12, carry the 1, and I get 22. So $22.98 is the cost of the items. But don't forget, we have a coupon for $2.75, and they are doubling it. Doubling it means times 2. So 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Now again, because 2 decimal places here, I'm going to have 2 in. So $15.50 is the total amount of the coupon, or how much they're taking off the total. So if I'm spending $22.98, but we're taking off $5.50 because of my doubling coupon, if I subtract those, got to borrow here. 12 minus 5 is 7. The total cost is going to be $17.48. So this has multiple pieces. We're gonna have to add, we need to multiply, and then you have to subtract. So 3 different decimal plays here. All right, so let's just look at the nice work of this. We have to add the total prices. We want to multiply to get the total coupon price and then subtract. And we know that she paid $17.48 for the cocoa and the mug. More than likely there's probably sales tax on that, but we didn't get there, so that's fine. Maybe it was a tax-free weekend. All right, Alan got his first paycheck from his new job. He worked 25.5 hours and earned $451.35. How much does he earn per hour? Well, this is a division problem, right? We're taking that total paycheck of $451.35 and we're going to split it up into 25.5 hours. Okay. So when I'm doing this split, I want to move my 1 decimal place. So I move my 1 decimal place, and again, remember, it goes straight up. So now as I'm looking through this, I say, okay, I have 255. It goes into 451 one time. So 1 times 255 gives me 255, and I subtract. So I borrow, 11 minus 5 is 6. Need to borrow again. 14 minus 5 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 1. I bring down my 3. So now I say, okay, how many times does 255 go into 1963? And you might have to play with this a little bit. You might say, well, I don't know. But after you play around, you might say, well, what about 7? 7 times 5 is 35. Carry my 3. 7 times 5 is 35 plus 3 is 38. Carry my 3. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 3 is 17. And we subtract. So again, I borrow. 13 minus 5 is 8. Isn't it? Yes. Sorry. 15 minus 8 is 7. 8 minus 7 is 1. Bring down my 5. Now, hopefully when you see this, when I bring down the 5, I now have 1785, which is exactly what we had in the line before. So how many times is 255 going to go into that? 7 times, because I'm going to get another 1785 for a remainder of 0. So that means, going to dollar amount, Alan is going to earn $17.70 per hour. So let's see this drawn maybe just a little bit nicer. So we need to make sure we make that 25.5 whole, moving the decimal 1 place over underneath as well. Move the decimal straight up, divide as you normally would, and we end up with $17.70 per hour for Alan's new job.